twins. They don't much resemble Arnold and Danny from that movie, though. Another classic case of... wait a minute, these aren't Hasbro cheapness. Oh well. Hello everybody, Sparkster1701 here. We're taking a look at another batch of Blokees figures. And today we've got a couple that famously resemble each other, mainly due to the fact because their toys did too. We have here Grapple and Inferno. Grapple and Inferno were both originally released in 1985 as part of the second wave of Transformers. Their alternate modes, while built to be different vehicles, they were based on the same body. They were both made to resemble the Mitsubishi F-series Fuso truck. Although Grapple was designed to be a construction crane and Inferno was a fire truck. Both of these guys come in the second wave. Thank you, Inferno. You can see, there they are, right there on the backside. And you have about the same odds of getting both of them. Now, of course, in the Generation 1 continuity, Grapple was an architect, and Inferno was in search and rescue. And we'll take some closer looks at them here. The only real downside to Grapple, and I know this might be a complaint that some may have, is that he's done up in all yellow. Whereas the classic toy and the animation model had him in more of an orange color. I'm guessing this was done due to the fact that it's more common for construction vehicles to be yellow rather than orange. It's a minor discretion, really. And when building Grapple and or Inferno, because it applies to both of them, you'll need to build the head components for the head relatively early on and be ready to place it as you start working on the body, because this portion here, the sides that are next to the head, they are attached to the back armor, and thus that makes it a little difficult to get the head on if it's not ready. And unfortunately, due to that piece, it does make it a little difficult to move his head, but as you can see, you can move it. It still retains its range of motion, it's just a lot more difficult to get it into position. But otherwise, all the rest of the articulation is the same as we've covered on other figures. As you can see, he has his little blaster. And he has the added bonus of it that you can move the crane portion. Unfortunately, unlike hooks, the crane hook is not articulated at all, so it's kind of a toss-up as to whether that's better or worse. And then next up here we have Inferno. And of course, Inferno has a little bit extra parts than Grapple because he has the little wing protrusions here at the side of his head. And of course, likewise, he also has the ladder from the fire truck that can be swiveled up and down. Unfortunately, it does not extend, but I don't think we would have needed that on this figure here. Now, as an added bonus, instead of coming with a gun, like the toy did as well, Inferno instead gets his nozzle, which would have been the missiles on the original toy. But he basically gets the firefighting nozzle that he would commonly use in the cartoon. He does come with 4 hands, so if you don't want to display him with this, you got the same hands. Oh boy, the arm popped off there. There we go, that's better. But you do get that, and like I said, he has the same 4 hands. So it's kind of, if you don't want the nozzle, you can go with the open hand or the closed hand. You know, whatever you'd like. Nobody will judge you by how you want to display your figures. Of course, if anybody wants to judge you on how you display your figures in your own home, you pretty much show them the door. If you're wearing strong enough boots, you can leave an impression on their hindquarters as you throw them out your door. Just don't tell them I said you could. But I do like the fact that they did do this differently. That way it doesn't make them look like a straight repaint and recolor. Even though in a lot of ways they are that. But of course, if you know the history of the Generation 1 toys, you get why it was done that way. So all in all, it is nice to see some experimentation and some different things being done with them. I imagine something similar to this was done for Shockwave. I unfortunately do not have Shockwave. I really want to get Shockwave. I just got to decide if I want to keep pressing my luck on it. Lately my luck hasn't been too good. But all in all, I do like how they turned out. I do like the subtle differences. All around in general, I kind of like how they turned out. Except for the yellow. I'd prefer the orange. But I'm not going to gripe. At any rate, that's my review of the Blokees versions of Grapple and Inferno. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please do remember that if you love the content we feature on this channel, we would certainly appreciate a like, share, comment, and subscribe. This is Sparkster1701 saying I will catch you all later.